I paid $90 for 838 different items. That's a good clickbait title. We're not gonna use it. Hey, happy Monday. This is Grandpa Nate. For me, it's a Monday. I don't know what day it is for you, so happy day of the week to you. We're gonna be taking a look at the spreadsheet that I have for all the Lego sets. So how many sets are we talking about? Down here in the bottom right, this actually gives us the sum. So there's 359 boxes. And this is like, when you think of a Lego set, this is what you see. It's like the cardboard box with all the nice box art on that. You pop that baby open, there's little poly bags of Legos in there, and it's just pure joy. And there's just nothing like it. There's 359 individual boxes. And then if we go to the poly bag sheet here, there's actually 838 individual items. A little over 750 of those, I think it's like 768 or something, of those is just the minifigure packs. And I think about 70 of them is these poly bags. So the boxes, there's 359 of them. You add that up, I think it comes to 1197. That is how many individual items I have, and so that's how many individual items I have to get rid of. And by get rid of, I mean sell in a manner that is hopefully profitable. So now you're wondering, okay, great, you have almost 1,200 different individual items. How much is it all worth? Like, you spent $6,400 on it. How much do you think you can get out? That's a very good question. So if we take a look at this and we take a look at the estimated sell total, this is what everything should sell for on just the polybag page. That sum is $2,914, which is great because I only paid like $90 for that, which is a $2,810 profit. So let's take a look at the boxes, because this is where the bulk of the value is. And that is looking like 19,391. That's insane to me because I was expecting to make roughly about 12. If I got every single dollar, I sold every single item, which I don't know if that's gonna be the case. If I sold everything, I would make $22,305, which would be sweet. However, speaking realistically, probably not gonna make that much. And then there's also costs in shipping materials. And then let's say I lose on $2,000 worth of stuff. Like $2,000 worth of stuff just doesn't sell. My profit would still be $10,000, but it's gonna be a ton of time and effort selling all of this. So I'm curious to see if I keep track roughly of my time over this experiment to see if it actually ends up being worth it. How much am I paying myself an hour to do this? So that is something that we may see later on. But enough of that, enough spreadsheets and all that talk. I like that talk. I don't know if you like that talk. If you are one of those people, you should definitely stick around because there's probably gonna be more of that in the future. But let's go ahead and actually take a look at some of the sets, just the highlights, like some of the few sets that I saw going through them that I'm just like, yo, these are like really cool. And I just want to share them with you. Okay, so now we're back in my room among Legos and boxes of Legos. If I were going through the collection and was just like snatching only a couple as I was going through to keep for myself, these are kind of the ones that I just think are really neat and I would love to hang on to. So the first one is the 75081 set, and that's the T16 Skyhopper, which is just a cool little Star Wars set. I think it's a cool piece of lore, and it's got a cool Tusken Raider figure. It's also kind of cool because it's not like there's not a lot of like custom fitted parts for it. It just like made Lego pieces work, which I always think that's cool when they actually like go back to doing that instead of like everything having like a custom fitted piece. So here's another one that I really like. This is the Winter Holiday Train. I had an older version of this that I got when I was like 10 or 12 maybe for Christmas, and it's just one of my favorite sets. So I would definitely hang on to this so that way I have another one and I can expand. Yeah, if you get a chance to get on the whole Lego train, definitely do that because these are a ton of fun, and it's just cool to have like a living part of Legos. Like Legos, usually you build them and they're great and then they sit on a shelf and they look awesome and there's nothing wrong with that. But it is a really cool dynamic when you get these guys up and moving around. You can kind of just like put them on a low power and they just kind of move around. It's really neat. Another one. Yeah, I love these things. These are I mean, everybody loves these things. Who doesn't love these? These are the big like Lego Creator modular town sets. I want all of them. I literally want all of them, but I'm not super duper rich, so that's probably not gonna happen. At least not this decade. We'll work on that. But this is the detective's office. I have a number of these in the collection, but I think this one's the coolest. I really like this green dome detailing here. I don't know if you can see that in the shot. But there's just a bunch of really cool detail things up here. I just really like it. I think it's really neat. And another, there it is. Thanks, Mike. This is so cool, but I do not have any UCS sets. I don't have any Ultimate Collector's Edition sets. That kind of bums me out. So we're gonna fix that eventually. But that's why I really like the UCS Slave 1. I think it's super dope. I have a Slave 1 set from a couple years back. But this one is super dope. It's super clean. I love this build right here. All the green parts are really neat. Boba Fett is just super dope. And I love Mandalorians in general. And there's also just some cool minifigures in there. And it's not just like, it doesn't just look cool. It also looks like if I were a kid, I would have had a lot of fun playing with this. And who am I kidding? I would still have a lot of fun playing with this. So we'll start off with like the smallest one. And that's just this little Republic, Old Republic versus Sith Troopers set. I think this is really cool. This is for the, this is, I think, because of the Star Wars The Old Republic MMO, which is actually Star Wars non-canon now. But before they did that, they made this little guy. And this and maybe like one or two other things were the only Star Wars The Old Republic things that were ever made. I have one more Star Wars set, so I'm gonna pull that up here, and that is the Phantom. This is the little detachable ship that slides into the back of the Ghost, and it has an Ezra and Chopper figure here. But this actually goes for a lot because the Ghost doesn't actually come with this. Now there was a set package that had both of these in one box, but by default the Ghost is one set and this is another set, and so a lot of collectors who have the Ghost are trying to get this to complete it, or vice versa. Some of the guys have this and they're trying to get the Ghost to complete the full Ghost thing. And if you're a fan of Rebels, it's kind of neat to have, and I'm kind of sad that I have to sell it, because it would be cool to be rich and buy the Ghost and then have both of them, but that's not gonna happen. So whoever gets this one, you're a lucky man or woman. This is, I didn't even know that they did this, but this is a 60-year anniversary set. And it's a bunch of little micro builds based off of some really popular sets from back in the day. So I have this yellow little castle here, and that is from this set back in the day. And then they have the little spaceship, and that's from that set back in the day. And then the pirate ship, and that's from that set back in the day, and so on and so forth. But it's just a bunch of really cool stuff. Like, I feel like this is like a micro museum of Lego history, like Lego early history. And so that's why I think it's really neat, but it doesn't go for a lot. So I might actually just hang on to this one for a while and then sell it in like 100 years when I'm dead. This is the last one that I saved, and this is really neat. And I love this whole theme. It's the Lego Ideas theme. And if you don't know what that is, you should check that out. Basically, Lego Ideas, if I understand how it works correctly, people submit their ideas. It's kind of like Kickstarter, and then people vote on which idea they want to progress. And then if it progresses to a certain point, Lego will review it, and then they'll try and work out how they can produce it in a limited manner, so that way you guys can buy it. So this is one of the ones that got through. It's an exosuit, and it has the old style space characters on there, and I just think it's dope. Like, this would be sweet to have like as a desk ornament, or just to have. I mean, why do I have to make an excuse? I just want it. But it's really cool. It's got this little like dog turtle laser machine rover thing, and then the main exosuit, and it has the two space pilot people. So that's pretty cool. And I'm glad that Lego's been kind of turning people's ideas into sets, so that way the rest of us can enjoy those as well. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. So $22,000 roughly if I sell everything. A little less than 1,200 individual items to sell. I don't know if I can do it, but it doesn't matter because I have to do it, so I'm going to do it. If you want to, you can subscribe. It's always an option. You can also not subscribe. If you want to follow along, Instagram's a good choice. Here's also a good choice. Let me know what you think. I'd be interested to see what you guys would do if you had all these Legos. Would you open them up? Would you try and sell them? Would you keep some of them for yourself? If you could, out of the few that I showed you, which one would be the number one that you would want to keep? That's the most clickbaity, interactive title stuff that I have to do at the end of the video. If you don't care about any of that, cool. I respect it. All right. Bye. See ya. It's kind of weird now. Stop watching. Please click away from the video. The video is done. It's over. Free me!